Hey, this is Mark with Painted Thumb Bids. I just wanted to enter my last vlog entry for ReaperCon, just to give a recap of my impressions of the convention and various things that happened during the convention that might be good information for anybody who's looking to come to this convention again. I enjoyed it. It was a great convention. I would love to come do it again next year, if at all possible. Um, uh, it was fun. I mean, it was a very whimsical type of convention. It's a little different. Millennium Con is the convention that I call my home convention. I go there every year. I'm on the staff, and it's very oriented towards games. You know, they really want to the attendees really want to play, um, a lot, and that's takes up most of the time. Is setting up the games, playing the games, tearing them down, and getting the next game set up. So it's fun. We have fun, but it didn't have the sense of whimsy that ReaperCon does. ReaperCon, there's some playfulness to it. It's kind of hard to describe, but the convention staff have tried to make the whole thing sort of a event. Just being there, you're part of the festivities, I guess, more or less the thing. Um, and there's a lot of different ways in which you can enjoy yourself, or sort of like have a competition, or just sort of get set up to explore the whole convention. Let me give you an example. I mean, the first thing you do is when you sign up is you get you get your nameplate, but attached to a lanyard, a logo, ReaperCon lanyard. But as you go, you collect these ribbons, and for each activity you do, you get to attach another ribbon uh, to your tag. Some people towards the last day of the convention had really long ribbons that were already down to the ground, and each one of you earn a ribbon for different activities that you do. Um, for example, you choose a faction that you want to join as soon as you get registered. I chose Blood Wolves. I'll talk a little bit more about what that means in a second. The Reaper U got for taking a class, and I took a bunch of classes. I got the noob one. That should be self-explanatory. It was my first time there. The next one was the MSP Open and Fanatic. I got both of those for simply joining, putting an entry into the painting contest. Tourist, I got that for taking the factory tour of Reaper, which is close by the venue. Media Mogul, for doing what I'm doing right here, posting on social media, creating a video. And then Ludo Friend, there's a guy there named Ludo. I'll explain what he does a little bit later. And then Bronze, you get a bronze for winning a bronze medal in the competition. So kind of cool to go around and collect ribbons for various reasons. That was kind of cool. They've integrated these little contests um, for you to participate in, which one of them was the vendor punch card. What they did was they gave you a card with the names of all the vendors in their vendor hall. And the idea was you go to all the vendors, at least visit them, ask them to punch your card, and they'll punch their appropriate name. And once you've got all the vendors punched, which means you had to have visited and talked to each one of the vendors, you take your card back to the front desk, you get a free miniature. That was pretty cool. I thought it was very clever. And then there was the faction contest, which I wasn't quite sure what was happening there. I think it was tied into the gaming situation. I was a member of the Blood Wolves faction. We were given little stickers for certain events, kind of like in the same way you get a banner or a ribbon. But you would get a little sticker for certain activities that you completed. And I'm thinking that I didn't play any games, so I think a lot of those could have been gotten if I had played more games. But then you take those stickers up to a big board that represents your faction, and you put those stickers onto the board. Um, and I'm not sure what happens. They decide who gets or which faction had the most stickers, and they count them up. I'm not sure what you win for that, but um, my faction didn't win, but I'm sure there was something involved with that. I don't know what it was, but then we went on the factory tour. Factory tour was fun. There was I posted a video about that. If you want to learn about how miniatures are made, especially the metal ones, um, that's a good thing to do. There was also a really awesome gallery at the end of the tour where Reaper stores all the officially painted miniatures that are used in catalogs and advertisements and that sort of thing. And parents may be concerned about how friendly is this convention for children. And that's a fair question, because if you look at most of the ReaperCon um, documentation and advertisements, they usually involve some kind of skull or some kind of creepy looking zombie or whatever. Or you see their mascot called Sophie, which is a succubus, for those who know what a succubus is. It's not always a positive connotation, but I'll have to say kids are okay here at that convention. You can, I mean, yeah, they do have the iconography is sometimes can be a little bit creepy. There are some places where they are, but for most of the kids that I did see there, and there were numerous kids, they were having a good time. They were enjoying it. They were either playing games or participating in classes or painting or whatever, and it seemed to go well. In fact, there was one class, the non-metallic metal class that I took. The classroom was separated into two areas, and there were two classes being held. I was in my class, and then there was this curtain in between the two areas, and the opposite area was the painting for kids class, which was a class specified, set up specifically for kids to play. And you could obviously hear what was happening over in the kids area. They were having a lot of fun. We were painting, trying to be real serious, trying to learn how to do new techniques, that sort of thing. And the kids over there were just having a blast. I don't know if it was the instructor or just the specific students that were in that class, but you could tell they were having fun. The instructor, you could tell, had a big Texas drawl, and he would explain to his kids, okay, today we're going to be painting up some trolls. Do you like trolls? And the kids would go, yeah, we like trolls. And he'd say, well, which one of you has a stinky troll? And they go, oh, yes, I've got a stinky troll. My troll's the stinkiest. So it was pretty funny just to hear them interact while we were trying to be serious painters across the other side of the curtain. Anyway, kids are okay here. But just as a word for warning, some parents will be concerned about some of the iconography that's being used in the advertisements and stuff. And yeah, it's valid, but I think it's not meant to be a malicious thing, more like a Halloween kind of environment. They don't want, they don't mean any ill will to anybody. They just like, they just like this funny iconography, skulls and bones and demons and stuff like that, and it's all meant to be in good fun. At least that's how I saw it. And then also another good thing for kids and for adults that want to have a break, they have interactive painting activities. The one I went to was called Sophie Says, and what happens is a group of people get around a table, and the representative from Reaper, in this case it was Ludo, he will start the Sophie Says game, and basically he'll give you the paint, a brush, and a miniature, and start giving commands. Kind of like Simon Says, but instead, in this case, it's Sophie Says, and he'd say things like, Sophie Says, paint with pink, and then another one would be Sophie Says, close your eyes and paint. Sophie Says, put some basing material that's not paint. Sophie Says, paint with the opposite end of your brush. All these kind of challenges. And so At the end, everybody had some really interesting looking miniatures. Yeah, I could show you some pictures. Well, I could show you one. This was mine. If you can imagine a Space Marine that got the Sophie Says treatment. Yeah. So anyway, it was fun. It was enjoyable. Gaming. There was also gaming there. The games were mostly RPGs. Looked like a lot of Pathfinder and Dungeons and Dragons. There was a few straight miniature games, but very few. I want to say there was maybe one or two tables, and it looked like the guys that were playing there. That's all they did the whole time is just sit there and play a game. So I think it was Bolt Action was one of them. But mostly it's RPGs, and I think participating in those RPGs would have gotten me some more stickers to give to my faction. Like I said, like I explained earlier. Another thing that might be important if you want to come to ReaperCon next year or in future years, get involved on the Reaper forums. Go to the Reaper website and enter in on the forums. It did seem that there was a lot of discussion going on in the forums before the convention happened. A lot of insider information, just sort of where your friends are going to be, what are the events going to be like, some good ways to get prepared for the event. So anyway, that's my recap of ReaperCon 2018. I had a great time, and if you like painting miniatures, there's no reason for you to miss this convention. Try and get there if you can. So anyway, thanks for watching all my videos. I'm sure it's been a lot of information. I hope I presented it well, and enjoy. Hope to see you at ReaperCon, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.